One 9-year-old writer Corral thought he could get away with desecrating Charlie Kirk's memorial, but he thought wrong. The age of FAFO continues, bystanders took care of him, and law enforcement was nearby. So, he ended up being apprehended and placed into handcuffs within just a few seconds of this desecration. Now, for those of you wondering, there is no audio to this video, which is why I'm talking over it. But according to the reports, he got about 15 yards into the memorial before he was stopped. He kicked over vases, trampled over flowers, flags, balloons, and caused a lot of damage. Just talk about complete and total disrespect. The amount of hatred and anger in your heart to be able to do this, especially when people are watching. I mean, you shouldn't do it anyway, but I think it's just a whole new level when you don't have any shame and are just willing to do that in public. But what really caught people's attention is what he was wearing. So, this is him being walked away in handcuffs, and you'll notice he's wearing the same shirt as Tyler Robinson, the man we currently believe shot Charlie Kirk. I don't think that's a coincidence. A lot of people think that he was cosplaying as the killer, and that's part of what makes this so scary, because whenever there are mass shootings, whenever there are assassinations, this worry also popped up immediately after the United Healthcare CEO was shot. There's the fear of copycat attacks, and so, is this going to spark a wave of political violence? And even if it doesn't, you obviously see here what looks like a young man looking up and idolizing the shooter, or who we think is the shooter. Again, is innocent until proven guilty, and I don't want to legally get in trouble. So, I'm gonna be clear that right now it's just accused. We'll see what the evidence shows up or if anyone was involved, but it appears certainly to be that way. Well, the local news confirms that officers were already in the area assisting with traffic control when they were alerted to the situation. Witnesses detained the man until police arrived and took him into custody. No serious injuries were reported. Authorities say the man will face several charges, including criminal damage and disorderly conduct. I wish I could say that was a rarity. I wish I could say that this is just a one-off occurrence and a true outlier. But all across the country, leftists are coming out of the woodwork and showing their true extremist colors. Over at Texas Tech University, Cameron Giselle Booker. Well, this is probably one of the ugliest things you've seen in a while.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yeah,
saying
your
this.
homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that. Evil. Evil. Murder is bad. She is evil. Have not said.
Why are you being so
Why are you
hateful?
so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Yeah.
Hey, can somebody tell her to back up?
Can you
please?
not
She's
put the camera in my face?
I'm sitting here. You walked up to me.
Okay, well, I can
I don't
do
want
this
this.
too.
I said rest in peace.
And I can do
Just
this
leave it
too.
alone. Please don't come after
Ma'am,
me.
you've been
I want to be
being
left
emotional.
alone.
I'm not emotional, ma'am. Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not. You can get out of my face because I could tell you what you are, but you won't like it.
You're being aggressive. You're being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive. My voice is
You are
very
being
calm. You're calling me
aggressive.
aggressive because I'm a black woman.
Not at all.
No, we're not. I'm very.
Once she played the victim card so many times in that clip, obviously brought up the race card, and claimed that they were getting in her face when she went up to them. The left has mastered the art of gaslighting and just manipulating the truth and turning it completely upside down, and then pretending that they're the victims and you are somehow the one who instigated all of this. Well, it turns out that's similar to what happened at the memorial site. The police were present. Yeah, you can see the police officer standing there. This is the part earlier where she's dancing and cheering that Charlie Kirk had been shot. Apparently, she actually ended up assaulting the guy, but I couldn't find any footage of it to share. But Governor Greg Abbott of Texas did provide an update. This is what happened to the person who was mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination at Texas Tech, FAFO. And guess what? We now have her mugshot, which has been posted all over the internet. Booker, Cameron Giselle. And she has been charged with assault. So people definitely have had enough. And they are no longer taking it and just rolling over, playing dead. No, people are fighting back. The fatigue is real. And people aren't just gonna be bullied and demeaned and mocked and attacked anymore without any sort of backbone. I think those days are over. just nasty graffiti over highways in Texas, and Ted Cruz is personally going out there to paint over it. It's just, yeah, an act of service and good for him. Now, in regards to the age of FFO, it's not just Ryder Corral or Cameron Booker. Many professionals have also been fired for work for just the inappropriate conduct, the inappropriate, hateful, evil comments. Quite frankly, many of them, deans of universities, professors, including physicians. A pediatrician in Atlanta was let go when she was caught online celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, while there is now a teacher who's been suspended until this investigation is over because she had a classroom filled with 5th and 6th graders, and she showed them the assassination video of Charlie Kirk over and over again while she was ranting about fascism.
Charlotte District School Board is investigating after a teacher reportedly showed part of the video of Kirk's assassination to some young students. The school board has not released the name of the teacher, only that they were a staff member at the Corvette Junior Public School. The school's principal says the teacher had been supervising a class of French immersion students in grades 5 and 6 when the video was shown, adding that the teacher was relieved of all responsibilities until an investigation was.
Now, whether it's any of these specific stories that I've shared in this video, or many of the others that are happening all across the country in virtually every single state, the left is defending their reaction on MSNBC. They say that the reason that they have the reaction that they're having, it isn't their fault. It's because Charlie Kirk and the Republicans are so evil and divisive. And in fact, it's the Republicans who are rewriting history. They're the ones turning Charlie Kirk into a martyr. You cannot make this stuff up.
The reason that he is seen as a divisive figure and why the left has had a reaction as well in this is because he has been known to make racist statements, to say that, you know, if he were to see a black pilot, he wouldn't necessarily trust their ability to fly a plane. He has also said that it was a mistake to pass the Civil Rights Act and has definitely lobbed a number of attacks on transgender individuals. And so there's a lot across the LGBTQ advocacy space who are opposed to him. And I think you're seeing right now in the aftermath of his horrific and tragic killing that there are two things that are happening, which is the rightful condemnation that political violence across the board is wrong, should never happen. But then the administration and the White House and the Republican movement essentially trying to revise a bit of the history of his legacy. And that is something that is also being talked about.
Well, they've revised in real time his legacy when he was alive because they took everything. Even now, they're taking everything out of context. That pilot quote is one of the easiest ones to debunk because the context of that pilot quote was talking about the real dangers of DEI. And obviously, the top danger of DEI is you're gonna put someone who's unqualified of any background. And by the way, DEI doesn't automatically mean race. DEI can be in reference to all sorts of things. Like, for example, let's take it non-political, non-workspace. Let's say in terms of models, we've seen in recent years DEI in terms of the types of bodies that we see, right? Models used to only be tall, used to only be super skinny on the verge of anorexic. But because of the fat positivity, no body shaming, all of a sudden we now have plus-size models. That is a form of DEI, right? So, all of that to say, just because you talk about DEI, it doesn't mean you're automatically talking about race and therefore a racist. And in regards specifically to this pilot situation, the point, the context that Charlie Kirk was making was that you shouldn't be hiring people to make a race quota. You shouldn't be hiring people just because of the color of their skin. Rather, you should be hiring them because of their qualifications. And so, if you actually take away DEI, that actually helps improve racism. It helps eliminate racism because if DEI is in place, the point there is if you walk into a plane, you may wonder, hey, was this guy hired? Were the standards lowered because of his background? And it doesn't just apply to black people. Maybe he used that as an example. But hey, it can apply to Asians. It can apply to Hispanics. You can apply it to every single race. Maybe it can apply to a white person as well. If you're trying to meet, we can only have 60% whites. And that's what you're considering instead of their skill level. And I mean, if the left still wants to keep talking and pushing DEI this and DEI that, why don't they do DEI for the NFL or the NBA to predominantly black sports? Oh, by the way, why don't we put enough white people on all of the teams so it matches the racial demographic of the country? If you did that, if we put DEI in sports, I guarantee all of a sudden the left would be talking about, oh, you're only putting white people in because they're white. It has nothing to do with their skills. Oh, it's white privilege. Ah, there it is, white privilege. See, you cannot win with the left because they will change all the standards. It's not just double standards. It's like this ever-shifting like mirror maze, and you're trapped in it and you can never find a way out. It's like a horror house, haunted house. Well, we've been warning that as this rhetoric continues, the violence will continue as well. And there was an attempted bombing. The rest of the mainstream media is not talking about this. I was surprised that I even ran across it. But I was taking a look at the local Fox News affiliates in Utah and take a look at this headline there. FBI arrests 2 after incendiary device left under Fox 13 news vehicle. This happened on Friday, September 12th, so just 2 days ago. Now, I'm gonna read just part of the article, and I think you'll immediately understand why the media and the Democrats don't want to talk about this situation. So 2 men have been arrested after allegedly leaving an incendiary device, aka a bomb, underneath a Fox 13 news vehicle and then forcing an evacuation of a Magna neighborhood when the FBI served an overnight warrant on their home. The men, Adib Nasir, 58, and Otto Justice Ahmed Nasir, 31, were booked into jail and faced multiple charges, including threat of terrorism, possessing weapons of mass destruction, and possessing explosive devices. I guarantee if a young white male or 2 young white males had planted those devices, the media would be talking about right-wing, young white male extremism. But because of this, they're just not covering it. And look, people are probably gonna say, well, Daniel, that's unrelated to everything going on. Well, this happened in Utah. Utah is where Charlie Kirk was shot. That was also a local Fox News affiliate. And so, I think you're my conclusion, if you disagree. That's totally fine. But to me, this appears to be related. That's the assumption I'm making. I get that. It's like giant disclaimer. There's no proof it's connected. It's just my opinion. And you're free to disagree. Now, we are lucky because the device had been lit and it failed to go off. So, this could have been bad. People could have been injured or worse. And fortunately, that didn't happen. Obviously, all of this is just my analysis and commentary though. That's what's happening in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, my opinion here, of course, is that this is connected to what happened with Charlie Kirk, an act of political violence. What do you think? Do you think that this was a random act of violence that just coincidentally happened to be in Utah? And I'm reading too much into the Fox News, the local affiliate aspect. Or do you agree? Is there a connection here? And is this just another troubling and worrying sign of extremism? Sorry, it is late on a Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries apparently. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.